And I told the judge that. The judge looked at me like, what did you say? I said, Your Honor, if you're not going to give me a week, don't give me nothing.
I want to just warn men again. Number one, everybody know that the court system is not for men, period. And then secondly, they know that the woman is going to make up lies. She's just going to lie. ANDREZ, welcome to the show out of North Carolina.
Hey, what's going on, Jess?
All is well. Hey, ANDREZ, how you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I was just going to say that Happy Thanksgiving. How was yours yesterday?
It was amazing. I had steak and sweet potato.
Okay. Yeah, I had some good. Say what?
It was so good that I after the meal I flew over to Indiana, and I went out to the grave site where my mother's buried. I dug up the grave, opened the grave, and pulled her out of the casket and slapped her. And she like, what the?
What
the?
And I threw her back down in the grave. What?
Yeah. I was saying, did you put it back in there when you were done?
After I slapped her, I put it back in. I told her that steak was delicious.
God damn, man. You had to slap your mama for that steak, huh?
It was so good.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So, the last time I had called you, I was kind of like going back and forth with you about the, what you say is sometimes you may have to walk away from the kids,
yeah,
things like that. And that was just something that I did not agree with. I was like, you kept asking me, well, why would you split the child in half? And I was like, well, maybe he can take half of me and he can take half of his mama, but, he can navigate his way back to me, all this stuff. And you also always say, don't take my word for it. Just, as you navigate through life, just see it for yourself.
Yeah.
And I had court for my second son yesterday. That's the one that I'm having most of the issues with. And, man, I gave the mama everything, man. I gave the mama everything. It's been tough trying to be around, man. I went to co-parent counseling. I've had conversations with his mama. I did everything that I could possibly do, but it was just something yesterday in that court when she stood up and had a list full of lies.
Yeah. Telling
that judge, talking about, just along the lines of me abusing and neglecting my boy. And I'm telling that judge, Your Honor, I need more time. 2 days isn't enough. 2 days isn't enough. I need more time. The judge wasn't trying to hear it. Man, I just told the judge, because 2 days, Jesse, what it does, it frustrates my son.
Yeah.
Because the way I do things in my house and the way his mother do things at her house, there's no continuity. Me and his mother don't get along to talk like, hey, this is what's going on. So when he hears those 2 days, he just frustrated.
Yeah.
And, so I don't like to see my son frustrated like that. So I was like, okay, nah, I either need to get more time or I don't want no time.
Nice.
And I told the judge that. The judge looked at me like, what did you say? I said, Your Honor, if you're not going to give me a week, don't give me nothing. And, my son's mother proceeded to lie. I heard that judge say something about weekends. I said, Your Honor, you can stop right now what you're doing. I said, you can give her everything and don't give me nothing. And she was like, are you sure? I said, yes. And so I walked up out of there. So I didn't really have a question. I was just calling to tell you, man, with me trying to challenge you, as of right now, you're undefeated. Like, everything you say, man, I might not believe it right then.
Right.
But it always, it finds its way to circle back around. So, I guess that's all about wisdom, and I already been there. So, no question, no nothing. I just wanted to call you back and tell you that.
So you're done with the custody battle now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. And I'm doing my silent prayer, everything. But it's, I recognize that piece of me that's saying, hey man, you should not have done that. Hey man, your son gonna need you. Hey man, blah blah blah. But another part of me also feels refreshed. I feel like some weight was lifted off of me because she was using it to get me out to get me out of my element.
Right.
And it works. With my kids, I'm not gonna tell no story. It works. And it took me a long time to get to that point. It took me months of contemplating, like, man, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? And it just happened, for real. It really just happened.
Well, and so you've learned what about yourself through this situation and about life?
So what I learned is my kids got a strong hold on me. That's what I learned throughout this situation.
Yeah.
And another thing that I also learned is, like you said, when you got that uneasy feeling about something, they let you know right there where your anger lies.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of uneasiness about it. Still got it, even with my other kids. But even now with my other kids, I'm starting to learn how to let certain things go. So that it's kind of having a chain reaction in a positive way.
Yeah.
But I definitely learned. And I also learned that my lust for nature too, because that's what got me into this. And I see my lust for nature, and I learned a whole lot about this whole situation right here. It took me, and I've been through a lot with this one situation.
Yeah. The one thing that I just want to add to that is I want to just warn men again, is that, number one, everybody know that the court system is not for men, period. And then secondly, they know that the woman is going to make up lies. She's just going to lie.
Yep.
Because, and the proof is, any woman that would take the man to court to keep him away from his children and to keep the children away from the father is an evil woman. That's evil. You're fighting with the devil. And then the courts are on the side of the devil. They're not on the side of the children. They're not on the side of the man. They're not for what is right. They're on the side of an evil woman. And the woman is so evil, she doesn't care that she's destroying the children. She doesn't care that the fight is just between the father and her. She will destroy the children in order to destroy the man, because Satan is the woman's god. Until she's born again of the father, Satan is the woman's god, and the woman is the man god until he returns to the father. And if men were to understand that and only seek the kingdom of God in his right way along with nothing else, then they'll overcome the world. And if the woman decides, I'm going to take your children and mean destroying them, you're like, oh, okay, you can have them. I'm not going to cut the child in half. You can have it. Because you would overcome the world, and nothing or no one or anything would mean more to you than what is right. Then life will work for you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But the woman know that the children mean a lot to the father, and whatever's important to you, because she's always reading you to try to find out what she can do to control you and destroy you. And she know that the man love his children. That's the first thing she's going to go after is his children.
And even when I was saying that I wanted a week, I knew deep down that I still was going to be going through this fight. Yeah. Even if I would have had that week.
Yeah.
So I just wanted that week just to kind of like, I really, really wanted to like balance out what was going on, because, I don't want to get down into the weeds of what's really going on.
Right.
I'm just kind of scratching the surface, but I kind of wanted to balance out, my son's growth, but I just saw then that it was, even if I would have had him for more time, that was going to give her more ammunition.
Absolutely.
She walked in that courtroom, man, with a bound about as thick as an encyclopedia. I said, oh, she been waiting for this day. I didn't have nothing in my hand because I knew what I was going to do. If I didn't get more time, I didn't want nothing.
Yeah.
I told her, before we went to court, Jesse, I was telling you I was really, really trying for nothing now. But I was like, I had a 5-hour conversation with this girl. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to go in there mudslinging. I said, I really, really want to, be a father to my son, that whole little spiel. And I honestly thought that she listened.
Nope.
Man, that girl came in there, man, with everything.
Yeah.
And then the lies that she told, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. she had the paper, the documents. The judge said, let him see it. I said, I don't even want to look at it.
Yeah.
I said, I don't even want to look at it. I said, take it, get it away from me.
Nice.
And I stood up. I said what I said, and I got on up out of there, man. I gave her everything. I said, keep the child support, keep everything. You got it. Go. Let's go. Go on about your life.
I can't tell you the number of men who are dealing with that right now. They've had to get a woman buku money for so-called child support and take care of her and all that crap. And yeah, and even though the court said, okay, you can see your kid once a week or whatever, right? The woman still make it difficult to see the children. She's not going to work with the man, so, okay, you can come on and get him. She still make that difficult as well. The woman's heart is wicked. It's evil. I'm trying to tell you, the woman's heart is evil until she overcome by return to the Father. Satan works through the woman. The gates of hell is through the woman. And unless we understand this, men and women understand it, it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better.
Most men, because I heard the mumbling in the back. Even when I was telling, when I was talking to some men about it, just trying to see what their thoughts were and XYZ about what I was going to do, they didn't agree. And when I said that in the courtroom, I heard a lot of mumbling in the back from men. Oh my God, he messed up now. Oh, he's gonna lose his rights. So that lets me know right there. And I was one of those men who men are scared to walk away from this type of stuff because of what may come with it. Are you a deadbeat, or the fear of how your son may turn out. That was me. I was kind of fearful about how my son may turn out. That boy carried my whole entire name.
Yeah.
So, there was something that was important to me. Like, man, I don't want this boy to grow up to be a menace out here. And, I'm moving in the right direction. And then just years later, ANDREZ Anderson Jr. is out here doing some stuff.
Yeah.
So, that's what I was looking at. But, it took some time for me to actually just let that go.
You got to let it go, man. You got to let it go and let nothing, you got to overcome the world by not letting anything of this world, family members, children, wife, even yourself, material things, you overcome the world and nobody or nothing can control you. Nothing. They can't touch you when you overcome the world. And if you stay with the silent prayer, watch those thoughts, and just know that you are not the thoughts, you're not the feelings, you're not your body, and let layers and layers of identity be destroyed, then the world shall be yours. Yeah. You own the world. Yeah. But you got to overcome it in order for that to happen. Yeah.
That was a huge obstacle right there, though. That's why I had to call you. That was huge.
Yeah, most men feel that way. They're like, if I lose my kids, she's going to destroy my children. She's already destroying them. Even while you're fighting, trying to get them, the woman is destroying them by keeping them away from you, turning them away from you, and all that. It's already happening. You can't stop that. Yep.
And this is something that, like I said, I actually challenged you on this. But this is something that I saw for myself. So this ain't me just taking your word for it right here. This is something that I navigated. I navigated through life and figured out, you put the bug in my ear about it, but I didn't believe it. I'm like, man, I ain't leave my kids now. No, you're going too far with that one. I totally 100% disagree with you on that, but I came to the conclusion myself, as you always say, don't do it just because I'm saying it. Go figure it out yourself.
Right.
And I sure did, man. So, once again, I called to say thank you once again.
You're welcome, man. So now what I recommend, do what you want. You just work on you now. Work on just watch and let go to work, do your job, whatever you're doing, practical stuff. But let go, and you're going to see all is well for you. It's going to be fine.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Amazing story, man. Now you see it. Once you see, you cannot unsee anymore. So now you know for yourself that it's true.
May I ask one more question before you go?
Yes.
So when you was just now, starting to take the you were starting to overcome the world, I know it may be, a natural thing to you now, but just what you said, you was 37 when you figured this stuff out?
38.
38?
Yeah.
Was it tough? Like, did you keep having these falls? Was it tough? Like, did you keep falling into the thoughts every now and again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you had to keep pulling yourself out of it?
That's a good question. What happened was God changed my heart. He took away the anger from my heart, right? And once he took away the anger from my heart, I was able to see. But what I didn't know is that my nature needed to change. And so, yes, I would still believe thoughts sometimes. I would find myself, because I didn't know at the time that I wasn't my thoughts. I thought I was my thoughts and feelings, right? And so I didn't know that. And so as I kept doing the silent prayer and watching and falling in out of thought, I would start to see that I wasn't my thoughts. I wasn't the vices. I wasn't that nature. And as you see, things are changing because it's God who's allowing you to see. So not only your heart has changed from anger to love, but your nature is changing from darkness to the light as well. Because anyone that has anger has the nature of the devil, which whatever you might be into, right? And that would change as well. So when you fall in and out of thought, don't argue with it. Don't call it good or bad, right or wrong. Just notice your inner thought and bring your mind back to your body. That's where the present is. And you are changing. It is happening. The light is getting rid of the darkness.
Okay. I sure appreciate it. I guess this answered the biblical question right here, what image I was trying to hold on to.
Let's see here.
Trying to hold on.
Who or what are you trying to hold hold together?
My image as a father. That's what it answers.
That's so deep. Yeah, man, that's deep. I almost commented on it, but I will on that on Sunday. Stay with it now. You work on you. Forget about all that other stuff and just work on you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Amazing call, man. Thank you, ANDREZ.
Yes, sir.
All right. Once you see it, folks, you cannot unsee.